Welcome to another episode of Sitting with the Sheriff. I'm your host, Saba Long. Thank you always for joining us. In the studio today, of course, we have Sheriff Craig Owens, and we have a special guest, someone you might have seen in the community, but a first-timer on the show. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Captain Jacob Huval.
And Captain, obviously you're with the Sheriff's Office. What do you do?
I am the Commander of Internal Affairs and Recruiting for Sheriff Owens.
And give us a little bit more background. How long have you been with the Sheriff's Office? When did you come into recruitment?
I have been with the Sheriff's Office in 2006, so a little 16 and a half years now. I started in Internal Affairs in 2017 as the lieutenant, and then recently, about 2 months ago, the sheriff was kind enough to appoint me to the captain's position. So now I'm the commander over the unit. Got it.
And Sheriff, can you give us a little bit of background on why you selected the captain for this position and what you saw in his leadership?
Well, absolutely. Without a doubt, I thought he was the best person for this position. He has exhibited since my tenure here the great work ethic that he showed us, his professionalism, and his background of just being a hard-nosed, good background investigator and an investigator in internal affairs. So without a doubt, he was the best candidate for the position, and I was so proud to get that promotion to him.
Got it. And Sheriff, when you ran and over the past, say, 18 months or so of you being in office, you've talked a lot about recruitment and wanting to make sure that you bring in the best and brightest into the Sheriff's Office. Right. And so Captain Huval is now tasked with finding those individuals and hiring them and bringing them in.
Yes, he has taken my vision and run with it, literally. My vision, of course, is to hire the brightest, the most diverse and qualified workforce we can here for the Cobb Sheriff's Office. So he's actually taken my vision and add a little bit of his own vision, and he's out doing some great things for us right now.
Captain, can you tell us a little bit about who makes up the recruitment unit? What are some of your goals and priorities?
Okay, so currently we have captain, lieutenant, and sergeant as far as supervision goes on the recruitment side, and we have 6 recruiters assigned to the unit. One of them shares duties as an intern coordinator as well as a recruiter, and the rest are background and recruiting investigators. They help us in every aspect of the unit. So when we plan our next step, we all get together, put our heads together, because everyone has different levels of experience with the agency, and some even with other agencies prior to their arrival here. So it really does help us get a good, diverse outlook into the community and to what the sheriff is looking for. I know we're going to talk about this coming up, but the job fair that's coming up was actually their idea. They put it together, they had the idea for it, and they brought it to me and asked if they could do it. They had the date, they had a venue picked out, they had everything going. So I've got to get credit where it's due. All the work is done right there on the line level with the recruiters, and I'm there to support them like the sheriff supports me and our unit. So.
Got it. So now that you've mentioned it, there is a job fair coming up. When is it? Where is it? Who are you hiring?
The dates are the 23rd and 24th of this month, July. It'll be at our public safety village off of Al Bishop. And what we're hoping to do is kind of expedite the process by about 3 weeks. If you apply online and get invited to come to this job fair, which if you apply now, you'll be invited as soon as you apply. You come out to the job fair, and we'll have different stations where you can actually talk to people that work in our agency from each division. They'll be there to share their daily experiences with you, tell you about the leadership here, tell you about the job functions, and you can really get more information than you ever could from a website or anything like that. So it's really, that's the big point of this career fair, as well as the PAT, the physical agility test. We'll be conducting those on site. So if you are coming, come ready in exercise clothes. You're not going to interview on the first day. If you're successful in the PAT, you'll be invited back on the Sunday, and that's when we'll do the interview. That's where you dress for your interview and sit down with a recruiter and have a discussion with them.
Okay, so the PAT, do I need to run a 5-minute mile? How strenuous is this?
It is challenging. You need we have resources online for the PAT. It comes to you whenever you apply. You'll get the information. But it's the post standard, which is our training council that holds the certification for us.
And that's so you must across meet that. All law enforcement agencies.
Qualification for everyone that every law enforcement officer have to achieve becoming sworn deputy or officer in the state of Georgia.
Yeah. So once we train you and you go to mandate, you have to meet that standard then. So the sheriff has set the standard for the hiring standard as well. That way you know what you're getting into right from the first day. So.
And if I may add, Sam, I think something that we want to create out of this job fair also is to make it a quicker process. We're starting to notice a lot of agencies across the United States are making their processes a lot quicker. So in order to stay in tune with what our fellow different law enforcement partners are doing, I think it's the same thing we should do as well. Try to minimize some of the longevity in this process and short it down to 2 or 3 days versus 3 and 4 weeks or either a month. And I think that really gives us our idea or how we can capture local talent quicker.
Got it. So that means having this job fair makes it faster for folks to get hired, faster for them to get in the system and go through all the protocols.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely.
Which means that you've got deputies out on the road faster. At the end of the day, you've got more people monitoring in the jail and things of that sort, right?
And that is
Yes.
the goal, is to get those quality people in a time frame that suits them as well, because they're working class people as well. So
Right.
they can't be without jobs, and they can't take off of work as often as it would
Right.
require sometimes. So we're trying to, that's why this is on a weekend as well, trying to get those folks that can't just take off of work during the week to be able to come out and knock out a lot of the
Right.
process.
Got it. Okay, so you mentioned they should go to a website. What is that website that they need to first apply?
If you go to cobbsheriff.org and go to our recruiting page, it'll have a link to the website for the county, which is where our postings are.
Okay.
That's the quickest way to get there.
And what kind of people should come out? Who are you looking for? What's an ideal candidate?
You will need to be 21 years of age by the time you're going to mandate. So you have to be at least 20 and a half years old to apply. And then other than that, high school or GED. And any certifications, we're taking laterals as well. So if you already have a certification, you're welcome to come out. We welcome lateral transfers from any agency. If you're an out-of-state transfer, the Georgia Post has also started recognizing out-of-state certifications. There is a process to it if they haven't already tackled your state, but there's a way for us to make that certification stand in Georgia with minimal training. So less likely that you would have to go through the full Georgia mandate academy.
Got it.
And we also, if I may add as well,
Sure.
open this up for our military brethren as well. Now the state of Georgia have also begun to accept military police training and correction officer training as part of their acceptance package, becoming a sworn officer and or deputy. So we're also opening up for them to come out as well and to take this test or come to career fair, because I think it's a great opportunity for some of our military to get back into law enforcement as well.
That's a great point. Anything else either of you would like to share about the career fair?
Well, from my perspective, I think it's a great opportunity to join one of the best sheriff's offices in the state, if not the nation. I think we're striving to be the best, and I think how we become the best is by hiring good people. So that's why we really want some good applicants to come out this weekend and see what we have to offer, go through this process, and join our team. Again, I think this is going to be the best sheriff's office in the state, if not the nation. And we're only going to get there by hiring good people, which starts with some of our good people in our own community.
Got it. And let's kind of come out a little bit and just talk broadly about recruitment. What are some of the positions that are available in the sheriff's office? What are some of the types of profiles of the folks that you want to consider a career in law enforcement, either on the sworn side or the civilian side?
Okay, we obviously have the sworn deputy positions, which we've talked about. We also have a criminal justice civilian position. That's one of our most crucial positions we have here. Equally just as important as the deputies, they help us in our warrant room and data processing. They help us in the court security section, maintaining control access, as well as in the jail. They monitor our deputies while they work. They are the first line of help if someone needs help and the deputy can't get to a radio. They're just a vital part of our operation, and we need them here. So if you are not leaning towards the sworn side, look into that CJS. It's really, we have openings now. It's posted as well. And then the sheriff also has other civilian positions, accounting, physical techs, things of that nature that will periodically be posted. So anytime you click on the link on our website, it will take you to any current positions that we have.
Great. And then separate, if you're watching this, you might notice that the sheriff is in a different color uniform than Captain Hooval. This is obviously not related to recruitment, but I do want to point this out because we're giving you a sneak peek of the new Sheriff's Office uniform. Is that correct?
That is correct. This is our early look of the new uniform that the Cobb Sheriff's Office will be going to in the latter part of this year. We're changing the colors, the fabric, just the whole uniform makeup, and it's more conducive to what our deputies and command staff think is a good uniform for the future. So this is a very early look of what it looks like, and hopefully before the year's end, we'll be moving into this uniform.
So this looks a little bit lighter, it looks a little bit more breathable. Is that accurate?
Yes, we went with a different fabric for a reason. We wanted to make sure it had first durability, but also had that breathability as well. And we changed the color because the color we thought was a little more conducive to what the deputies thought would be a good color for them going in the future. So we looked at fabric, the breathability of the uniform, the weight of the uniform, and things of that nature. And I think we were able to come up with a very, very good new uniform for the Cobb Sheriff's Office.
And if I can add, Sheriff, the belt I was wearing when I came in is about 14 pounds.
It's very heavy. I used it to work out right before we started taping.
So the sheriff was kind enough to look into the external carriers as well, and I know he has some version of implementation there too.
Right.
And
So
that is kind of a recruiting thing.
It
too, 'cause
is.
people want to know that.
So we'll be
kind of
going to the new, what he's mentioned of is the outer vest carrier we'll be going to as
Right.
well. So we'll take a lot of the weight off the waist of our deputies and now be on the outer carrier vest, so the weight to be
It's
here.
distributed more evenly.
Correct, versus on the waist area, so they don't have a lot of lower back problems and waist issues.
Right.
So that's thing we'll be going to in the future as well with the Sheriff's Office.
So this is one of those things that it seems small, but it's really just another example of listening to what folks need and how to just be more innovative, as a whole.
Right. And listening to what our employees are asking for, also seeing what type of medical issues we've been having in the past from different uniform issues, from having all the weight on your waist. Now we're moving off, so we don't have many deputies going out with some issues for health-related issues because of the weight issues. We're changing the footwear as well, so we just did a whole holistic look of everything to make sure we can address the needs of our employees.
Great. Well, thank you. Any final words before we sign off?
Well, we look forward to seeing everyone this weekend. Again, I think we're going to have a great event. Please come out. And if you're looking for employment, I think this is the place to be. Again, join one of the best sheriff's offices in the state of Georgia, if not the nation.
With that, thank you all for tuning in, and thank you, Captain Huval, for joining us today as a special guest. I'm Saba Long. If you ever have questions that you want me to ask the sheriff, please email me at media@cobbsheriff.org. Thank you. Until next time.